Train your mind, evaluate your game, and dominate your life. Let me ask you something. When pressure hits, who do you become? If you want to perform under pressure, if you want to build confidence that lasts, if you want to separate yourself from average, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Mental Toughness by Coach P podcast, where athletes, coaches, leaders, and high performers come to train the one thing that controls everything, your mind. Each episode delivers real strategies you can apply immediately. Mental performance training, resilience and confidence, a growth mindset built on grit, and how to handle pressure and build championship habits. Hey, this isn't hype. This is training for your mind. Stop letting your past hold you back. Start building resilience today. Start becoming the version of you that performs when it matters most. For everything we offer, courses, books, mental performance training, visit our website, www.inspiringthem.com. That's inspiringthem.com. Remember now, train your mind, control your mindset, and go dominate your life. Here is this week's podcast. Well, welcome back to the Mental Toughness Podcast. This is Coach P, Jim Pusateri. This week, we're continuing our series on mental performance, the winning edge, the habits that separate good from great. And today's topic is one I believe can change the way you think about success, leadership, athletics, business, and even your relationships. Consistency is a superpower. We live in a world fascinated by extraordinary moments. We notice championships, promotions, record-breaking performances, successful businesses, and people standing on stages receiving awards. But we rarely see the ordinary days that created those moments. We don't see the Tuesday morning workout. We don't see the extra repetition. We don't see the business owner returning another call. We don't see the parent choosing to be present after a long day. We don't see the leader preparing for another meeting when nobody is going to congratulate them for being prepared. And because we don't see those moments, we sometimes believe success happened when everybody finally noticed it. But it didn't. The results became visible that day. The success has been under construction for years. And one of the greatest builders was consistency. Think about football. Everybody loves day one of the offseason. The weight room has energy. Goals are fresh. Everybody wants to get stronger and faster. Everybody is talking about the season ahead. But championships aren't built on day one. I want you to know, who are you on day 41? Who are you when you're sore? When the excitement is gone? When you're repeated the same movement hundreds of times? When nobody is talking about championships? When you don't feel like doing it? You see, anybody can perform when motivation is high. Great performers develop the ability to perform when motivation is irrelevant. That's important because motivation changes. Some mornings you wake up ready to attack the day. Other mornings you don't. Some weeks business is exciting. Other weeks, every conversation feels difficult. Some practices have a tremendous energy. Others simply feel like work. If your standard depends on your mood, your performance will always be unstable. Consistency says, I don't have to feel like doing it. That is discipline. That is maturity. That is mental toughness. Over the years, some of the athletes I've trusted most were not necessarily the most talented. They were the most dependable. Every workout, every meeting, every practice, every repetition. They stopped negotiating with themselves. They had already decided, this is what I do. Imagine two athletes. One has more natural ability but works in bursts. 3 great days, 2 poor days. The other may have less talent, but he keeps stacking quality days. At first, talent wins. Then 6 months pass. A year passes. 2 years pass. The gap changes. People call the improvement surprising, but it isn't surprising at all. They are seeing the compound interest of consistency. Business works exactly the same way. Imagine two great entrepreneurs. One is charismatic, creative, full of ideas, and capable of incredible bursts of work. The other is less flashy, but does the fundamentals every day. Returns calls, follows up, improves the product, listens to customers, reviews the numbers, develops employers, fixes mistakes, and keeps listening. 5 years later, people call that second person successful, but they're really seeing consistency compound over time. You don't always have to be spectacular. You have to become repeatable. And that is where trust enters the conversation. In football, coaches aren't only asking, what can this player do? We're asking, what can I count on this player to do? Those are the difficult questions. Potential gets attention. Consistency earns trust, and trust creates opportunity. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes left, you need a first down. Who gets the ball? Yes, who gets the ball? Usually, it's the player who had one unbelievable practice 3 weeks ago. It's the player who has repeatedly demonstrated preparation, ball security, assignment discipline, effort, and composure. You see, pressure reveals trust. The same thing happens in business. Who gets the important account? Who gets promoted? Who gets trusted with leadership? Who receives greater responsibility? Over time, dependability becomes increasingly or incredibly valuable. If you want more opportunities, become someone or some person who we can trust with opportunities. Now, consistency is not the same as simply repeatedly something. Yes, can consistency repeat bad technique? You can continuously arrive unprepared. You can continuously make the same mistake. The goal is quality repetition. Do the right things, do them well, do them long enough, then allow time to multiply the results. Let me say that again. Do the right things, do them well, do them long enough, then allow time to multiply the result. That multiplication is where the superpower shows up. The problem is that progress is often invisible before it becomes visible. We plant the seed Monday and want the fruit by Friday. But roots grow before fruit appears. The athlete is getting stronger before anyone notices. The business is developing better systems before revenue reflects it. The student is building knowledge before the final exam. The leader is building credibility before people fully trust them. Just because you cannot see progress doesn't mean progress isn't happening. Stay with it, and don't confuse intensity with consistency. Intensity feels productive. One incredible workout, one 12-hour workday, one emotional team meeting, those things can create momentum. But intensity without consistency usually creates temporary results. I'd rather have a routine you can maintain for 300 days than one you can survive for 10. Intensity creates momentum. Consistency creates transformation. Hey, I'm going to take a short break right now because I want you to hear how you can gain this ability to move forward under pressure. We got a free booklet out there. You go ahead and get that information right now, and we'll be right back. You can have all the talent in the world, all the training, and all the experience. But if you can't handle pressure, adversity, and doubt, you'll never reach your true potential. That's where the inner game comes in. Mental performance is the hidden edge. It's what separates those who rise from those who fold. The mentally tough don't break under pressure. They grow through it. They push forward when others stop. And that's exactly why the Power of the Inner Game booklet was created. This free resource will help you strengthen your mindset, take control of your thinking, and unlock the performance level you're capable of. Get your free copy today because the battle is won in your mind. Hit that link in the show notes below for your free copy. Hey, Coach P here, and we're back at Inspirational University, the home of the Mental Toughness by Coach P podcast, series of books and fantastic courses. You can get all that information at inspiringthem.com, inspiringthem.com. Hey, let's go into the film room for a minute here. First quarter, ball's on our own 28. 2nd and 6. We run a basic play. We've practiced it hundreds of times. The offensive line communicates. The quarterback makes the correct read. The running back takes the proper track. The receiver finishes his block. 7 yards. First down. Nobody remembers the play. But championships are filled with plays exactly like it. Routine execution, correct assignment, proper technique, consistent effort. Great football isn't built only from explosive plays. It's built by reducing wasted ones. What would happen in your life if you simply reduced the wasted days? The wasted mornings, the unnecessary arguments, the missed workouts, the ignored customers, the forgotten commitments. You don't always need more spectacular moments. Sometimes you need fewer preventable mistakes. One of the biggest threats to consistency is the all-or-nothing mindset. People say, I'll start Monday. They do great on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday kind of goes badly. Then they decide they'll start again next Monday. Why did one difficult day erase the 3 good ones? It doesn't have to. Miss the workout. Get the next one. Lose focus at work. Win the next hour. Have a bad practice. Prepare for tomorrow. Handle a conversation badly. Repair it. Stop turning one head or one bad moment into a bad week. You don't need a new month. You need the next decision. This is why I like minimum standards. Your ideal workout might be 60 minutes, but on your hardest day, your minimum could be 20. Your ideal reading goal might be 30 pages, but you do the minimum, could be 5. The minimum isn't the goal, it's the safety net that protects the habit. Consistency isn't perfection, it's a direction repeated over time. That matters because life becomes inconsistent. Injuries happen, teams lose, businesses struggle, schedules change, people disappoint us, energy disappears, plans fall apart. That's where consistency moves beyond habit and becomes character. Anybody can protect its standards when life cooperates. Who are you when it doesn't? Yes, every football season eventually brings adversity. The same practice that felt exciting in August can feel completely different in October after injuries or difficult losses. That's when programs reveal themselves. Do we change who we are because the scoreboard changed? Or do we return to the standard? The scoreboard gives information. It doesn't get to determine our character. You may prepare correctly and still lose the game. You may provide excellent service and still lose the customer. You may do quality work and miss the promotion. Never allow a temporary outcome to convince you your standard was wasted. If you only maintain good habits when they immediately reward you, those aren't standards. They're transactions. A standard says, this is how I operate. That applies at home too. Your family doesn't need a motivational speaker version of you once a month. They need the consistent version of you. Listening, showing up, keeping promises, apologizing, encouraging, and being present. Small behaviors repeated over years build strong relationships. People remember patterns. They remember whether you showed up, whether your word meant something, whether your values disappeared when the life became difficult. Consistency teaches even when you're not speaking. Now I want to give you a simple playbook for becoming more consistent. First, make the standard clear. Don't say, I want to work harder. Define the behavior. Second, reduce unnecessary decisions. Set the schedule. Prepare the night before. Stop renegotiating commitments you've already made. Third, Track what matters, not just outcomes, but behaviors. And fourth, recover quickly. You will miss, you will correct it, you will learn from it, and you'll return. A great reset rule is simply never miss twice. Move forward. And fifth, build consistency into your identity. Every repeated action is casting a vote for the person you're becoming. Every workout says, I am disciplined. Every promise kept says, I am dependable. Every difficult conversation handled correctly says, I am a leader. Every time you return after failure says, I don't quit. Eventually, those votes add up. Consistency also creates confidence because it gives you evidence. When pressure arrives, you can look backward and say, I prepared. I've done the work. I can trust myself. That's real confidence. That's not hype. It's evidence. So let me give you this week's challenge. Conduct a consistency audit. Look at 4 areas of your life: performance, relationships, health, and leadership. Score yourself from 1 to 10, based not on what you intend to do, but on what you consistently do. Then take the lowest score and ask one question. What is one behavior I could repeat for the next 30 days that would prepare or improve this area of my life? One behavior. Make it simple, make it measurable, and make it repeatable. Then begin. And as you do, ask yourself one more question. If I repeated my current habits for the next 5 years, would I be happy with where they take me? Because habits are directional. They are taking you somewhere. I want to leave you with this thought. You don't have to be extraordinary every day. You have to become consistent enough for ordinary days to produce extraordinary results. Imagine 2 roads, beginning almost side by side. One turns only 1 degree at first. The difference is barely visible. But travel far enough, and those roads end up in completely different places. See, that's what habits do. One decision creates direction. Direction repeated creates destination. So tomorrow, get up, show up, prepare, and keep your work or word. And do the work. Do your part. Hey, love your family. Lead your people. Protect your standard. And when you fall short, return. Then do it again. Eventually, the athlete becomes dependable, the employee becomes invaluable, the business owner becomes trusted, the leader becomes respected, and the parent becomes an example. And people may wonder what extraordinary things happened, but you know the answer. There wasn't one. There were thousands of ordinary decisions repeated with purpose. Consistency is powerful. Consistency is transformational. Consistency is a superpower. And it is available to you today. Hey, thank you for joining me on this Mental Toughness Podcast and continuing this journey. The winning edge, the habits that separate good from great. Until next time, let's build better leaders, let's strengthen your culture, and let's leave a lasting legacy. Hey, this is Coach P. Have yourself a great week, and be sure you're moving forward. What separates those who succeed from those who fall short? It's not talent, it's not luck, it's mental toughness. In Mental Toughness by Coach P book, you'll discover how to build the mindset, discipline, and resilience needed to push through adversity and perform at your highest level, on the field, in the classroom, or in life. This isn't just a book, it's a blueprint on how to think, respond, and grow under pressure. And if you're ready to go even further, Coach P's 12-volume Mental Performance Series, volume number 1, is now out. It delivers 12 chapters, powerful lessons to help you break mental barriers and build winning habits that last. Take the next step in your journey. Get your copy of our books today over on Amazon. The links are in the show notes below. Transform your mindset and transform your life.